Here is the same file from before, but we're going to add in the word, activated. And all the rest still applies. Just like that. We'll hit next. Create a new full backup archive. Obviously, I will delete the other one later. Compression level will be high as we did before. And that's all there. And it's all good. And happy, happy, joy, joy, or something. And next, and go ahead. And we're going to take a new image once again. But when we're done, we're not even going to exit the program. And we're going to recover from the Windows 7 image and then watch it boot right back into 7 as if nothing happened. That's pretty fucking nifty. And I love the fact with this old program that it runs exclusive of the OS and boots itself to its own GUI just like this. So you can do this. The computer has no idea what you're doing. Forget UEFI and all of that shit like that. You know, forget all of that. You can just change whatever you want and just put in whatever you want and make it do whatever you want. And nobody knows the wiser. This thing is going to boot Windows 7 as if it were just sleeping and woke up. Everything is going to be perfectly fine. It's going to know everything and function just as it was. If ever it will get itself moving here. Lights are blinking, things are happening, and crunch, 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 crunch on the mechanical hard drive. I still prefer mechanical hard drives 100,000 bazillion %, but for the daily use machines, it's kind of to the point where I sort of have to waste the money on SSDs because they're just too much faster. I hate wasting an SSD in my laptop, but that thing's just got to fucking work. And I'm not saying about the longevity of SSDs in any way, shape, or form. I'll see how that does for me over the years as they go by, but I've had very good luck with hard drives, mechanical ones, so we'll see how SSDs will hold up. But shit, is it fucking fast. And for an old junker like this to run Windows 7 as if it's like, let's boot DOS, or, you know, a hard drive back in 1983 on an IBM PC, you know, it was like, wait, what? It's that fast? Come on. That's not even fucking possible. So now it's going to take 4 hours. That's nice. I have no idea why. Nothing else changed. There should be enough room, otherwise it would have kept planed. That's weird. I'm hearing stranger kind of sounds from the hard drive. I never did run diagnostics on it to see if it's any good. Nor did I listen to it earlier when it was making images of the other. So we're just going to have to come back later and see what happens. Okay, I took a break for a couple hours, but I came and checked on this thing, and it took it a couple of hours. I'm actually a bit concerned now. So instead of just imaging back, we're going to try something. We're going to leave everything connected and try to boot off the original hard drive. Well, I guess it doesn't matter really. Yeah, I think it would be easier to do that. Okay, so we got the boot menu. Should see both the hard drives now. Yeah, right there. Boot the Western defective drive. Yes. The good old mechanical drive. It's crunching around. It sounds much happier. Before, when it was making the image, it was kind of like giving that This is taking a while, but it's excuse me, but it's reading the way it normally would. Everything sounds normal now. It's taking a very long time. Did this drive take a shit? No, I think it's just that slow. Okay, this is all right. We're gonna skip that, and oh, wow, okay. It doesn't like skipping that, so that was the other. It wants to scan it. Okay. Let's see what's going to happen here. Yeah, it's going to be a bit, so let it run. It's just your typical NTFS bullshit. Index entries and all that kind of stuff. Unindexed files, because it's a journaled file system. It's your typical NTFS bullshit. We had a lot more bullshit on the FAT32 file system instead, but when NTFS gets fucked up, it wants to scan itself. Now it's going to take care of that. 0 bytes in bad sectors. It adjusted everything, made corrections, and now it's going to reboot. Because that's what Windows does. At least I think it will. No, it's going into Windows. Weird. Okay. I thought it would have said something else. But I guess not. Alright, let me let this boot up. Apparently this has introduced new hardware to the system. It found an Intel ATA controller. The mouse is plugged in through different thing. ATA channel 0, 1, USB composite device, the SSD, USB optical mouse, the keyboard. It's unfamiliar with that because everything has been plugged into different ports. Alright, good enough. We'll go to computer. And here is the SSD. Over here are the images, and I think this one, nope, let's try that. Activated, yeah. Right, 23 gig, okay. So if I just copy that, and we'll go to the SSD, right? That's fine. Okay, Windows. Is it going to not want to copy? No, it copies. There it goes. So that says it's going to take 29 minutes. 29 minutes. I think that's still... Well, I mean, it's kind of counting down now. The drive otherwise seems to be operating fine. That's just very odd. Pardon me. There you go. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So why it took so long, I don't know. I have no idea. But good enough. We'll cancel that. We're just going to forget about it. And now what we're going to do is reboot yet again. And we'll go into the boot menu, still have the Tocadiscos in the drive. And now we will continue on from where we were and reimage the SSD with Windows 7. And then it should boot right back up, and I think that's going to be about it. Alright, you know the drill here. Let me get into Acronis. That said something different, didn't it? Something looked different. Oh, the fucking... the screen is all wibbly wobbly. That's what's doing it. Har, har, har. Let's try that one more time. I hit pause. Oh, cool. It doesn't like it now. Okay, we're good. Now, I don't think you could hear it on video, but the system makes a sound kind of like the really old systems did when it counts the RAM. That kind of almost worked. When it counts the RAM, it kind of makes a sound. They used to either have like a tick, 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 tick buzz as it would go all the way through quickly, or if it were clocked slower, you'd hear tick, 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 tick as it would go through. Some made no sounds at all different stuff, but this makes a weird sound where it kind of goes ee as it gets through the memory. When it kind of gets to the halfway point, it changes. Weird. Definitely weird. Actually, I think when it counts the first 2 gig, because there's a 2 gig and a 1 gig module, you have the higher tone for the 2 gig and then the lower tone for the 1 gig. Why, how, if it's supposed to do that or what, I don't know. But now we're going to recovery. And welcome. Okay, it says select an archive. So we're going to this drive, and we're going down to backup. No, that's Windows 10. Windows 10. That's the Windows 7 64-bit all applications 1125. Everything is there, as it were. Restore disks or partitions, correct. The whole fucking thing. And where do you want to put it? We're going to put it there. Yes, delete all partitions. Do you want to restore anything else? Nope. Everything else is good. So, just to verify, we're going from Windows 7 64-bit to the 500 gigabyte drive. And there you go. So let's see what this says it's going to take to recover. Oh, Dick. That is a juicy 8 minutes. It probably is not far off from that. I have a feeling that it's going to take longer, because it just said that. It's getting there. But even still, okay, if this were to happen, and you can revert everything back to when you were completely done installing in about 10 fucking minutes flat, imaging is a very, very powerful tool. All right, we'll be back. 43 seconds remaining. I wanted to just show you something. The SSD actually has a light. See it right there in the hole? It's like inside. You can't see it from the back or anything else like that. It just is. And we're going to be done in just a moment. There you go. Data successfully restored. Close that. Will prompt a reboot. Take out the Tocadiscos. We're just going to hit the boot menu. I'll worry about the rest when this goes into service. Of getting it right in there. I'll just choose the boot menu for now, because I'm not sure what I want to do with that 320 gig drive. In fact, I got to boot back up off of that anyway, but just to end the video out, Now we're booting back off the SSD, Windows 7. There you go. Right back as it was. With all of my shit right there. That's brilliant. All right, good. So I have a good working image of that, which is nice because I don't think I ever had an image of my own PC. Interesting. Bottom line is, this will suffice for now. In the event the shit completely hits the fan, I can always load the image of Windows 10, which is now successfully hacktivated. Love that kind. And so I could successfully load Windows 10 on there and suffer, but it can get me by for a short period of time while I get another system up and running and ready to go. Okay, this went on just absolutely way too long. When Jay has an emergency for the one thing I need in life, a computer that, you know, is my own, that I use in my office every day, something like that, when there's an upset, it's a big upset, and it's still going to be a huge upset in putting this guy into service. Video series, not this summer past, but the one before that, when I had my computers thought it was October, I think it was called, yeah. And I showed you my also equally as old CRT monitor and how it flashes all kinds of different colors, and the CRT is all fucked up, and basically if it's turned off for any period of time, there is an excellent chance I am not getting that to come back up and display anything properly again. So the plan is, fortunately, that screen actually has a second VGA input. Get a laptop, hook that into that, switch the monitor to that, then I can go and take my time putting this guy into place, hooking all the cables up nice instead of being in a huge rush, which is something on the order of about 3 seconds, so it would never happen. And that way I can keep that monitor going for just a little bit longer until it finally dies. The system in my office, and it still runs now, I never expected from a previous series you've seen on the slimline Dell Inspiron 545S, never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that that system has sat around for 13 fucking years. Never in my wildest dreams. And that means that that old Pentium 4 Dell that needed to be replaced, well, it didn't need to be replaced, but like as soon as something went wrong with it, it was going to get replaced, sat and ran. I'll show it to you one day, every single fucking capacitor on that board has exploded. I haven't the slightest idea how the machine still fucking works, but it is absolutely unreal how that still goes. It's like the Toyota quality that we all know of packed into a Dell. And yeah, it's old and it's slow and it needs reload, and we could do that as another series. So all that great shit. Wow. Never in my wildest fucking dreams did I imagine that this would go on for this long, and that system would last as long as it did, and that this thing was going to become its replacement. I should have done this way sooner, but I don't get rid of stuff until it doesn't work for me anymore. So that's it. Thank you so very kindly for watching. You like staring at that screen, huh? Thanks so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.